What's up, bikers? This is a montage of tips from Instagram. So if you haven't subscribed to Instagram, these are ones that we put out almost daily now. But for the purposes of YouTube and Facebook, we put them all in one place so that you can get the benefit of at least 10 minutes of me giving you little Insta bangers. So watch on, get some tips to become a better rider, and then I'll have a little message at the end, so stay tuned for that. Peace.
1, 2, 3.
Listen. Mobility with a stick. Ideal for taking with you, super cheap. You don't have to go out and spend an absolute fortune on these stick mobility sticks. Just use a PVC pipe. Put your hand on top, take a lunge position. Really good for opening your chest. This is an area that is often super tight, especially when you're doing lots of pressing. So opening your chest, help you ride in position and keep your shoulders nice and healthy. Put it on your back, take that same lunge position, do some twists, and this will be really good for trunk opening and preparation for races and rides and gym work.
1, 2, 3.
Skipping is awesome for raising your heart rate, adding into metabolic conditioning workouts, and double unders, which is what I'm doing now. The rope goes under twice as you jump once. It's a good skill to get because you can't do it slowly. So if you throw in double unders into a metabolic conditioning workout, you have no choice but to go harder than you normally would on single skips. And single skips, you can't really go that much faster. So doubles are something to aim for if you want to raise your capacity for warm-ups and metabolic conditioning workouts. And triples if you just want to be a Go on.
1, 2,
Polar is not a brand that is sponsoring us for this, but if you're going to get a heart rate monitor for steady state cardio, then I recommend getting a variable heart rate monitor. Then you can hook up to apps for meditation and recovery monitoring. We're massive advocates for paying attention to how well you're recovering. There's no point in following a program and just doing exactly what's on there if you're absolutely in a hole. And otherwise, if you're doing a rest week because it's on the program, you might want to push harder, but you don't know unless you do this kind of thing that's going to give you simple metrics, like a daily recording. Sit there for 2 minutes. App tells you you could crush it today. You go out and crush it. App tells you take a rest day, then take a rest day. So it's simple metrics, variable heart rate monitor. Research it. Get one, not necessarily a polar one, any. See how you do. Bands are awesome for warm-ups of forearms. As we said in a previous video, the fascia, that gets all glued up. So a band on will put some pressure on, and like a sports massage, it'll just give you more bang for buck for the efforts that you put into your mobility. And if nothing else, the band's going to restrict your blood flow, so it's not safe to have it on for more than 2 minutes, but that means that you're focused on that mobility for 2 minutes on that side, and then you're going to whip it off and go on the other side. So very focused mobility for forearms is going to reduce the arm pump and get you nice and fired up for your ride. Bands for mobility. So having a band on is going to do really good things for your fascia. So when you're doing this ankle mobility, it's going to add even more benefit to it. But you want even more? Sit for 2 minutes with a heavy object or a friend.
1, 2, 3.
Listen. This is a super easy place to sit with some banded awesomeness, a massive heavy ball, pushing that knee forward as far as you can over your toe, and there you go, dorsiflexion times 1,000,000. Dorsiflexion on steroids. Do all of this to make best use of your time. Oh, burpees, great. Burpees to a bar, better. Burpees to a bar and deadlifting, even better still. So we're all about bang for buck training, massive movements that have lots going on. So burpees to a bar with a sub-rep max deadlift is going to raise all of that functional ability through your hips, pushing, pulling, very diverse. It's going to make you a better rider simply because there's so much going on. Body weight and weight, lots of adaptation, lots of benefits for on the bike.
That I know you haven't heard before.
Cat sit back deadlifts is not the way you fail a deadlift. I know you can continue lifting it, but you shouldn't. This is how you fail a deadlift properly. You're aware that your spine is gonna change position, so just stop there. As soon as you lift the bar off the ground with a curved spine, you're in compromising position for torque between your vertebrae, bulging discs, burst discs, all of the shit on your discs that you don't want, especially if you're in the gym to be a better rider, which I hope you are. So look after yourself in here, stay safe, and maintain that curve throughout all of the movements that you do. Using rings instead of a pull-up bar is really good to learn the kit because they're very mobile. It doesn't put as much strain on your shoulders. But also, doing pull-ups on these mean that you're not going to favor your strong side. So then you might be better doing pull-ups if you find that your right side is much stronger than your left and you don't want to create more imbalance. Once you play it around a lot and you can get this kipping going, then you can do things like muscle ups, which is a very good explosive movement. I'm not expecting that a lot of people are going to do these for riding, but if you can, and you're already a proficient CrossFitter, then muscle ups are fantastic for being such a massive movement, very impactful, very dynamic. It will make you a better rider. Okay. Ah! Whoa. Woo! I just did 2,000 meters. Not really, but 2,000 meters is a great distance to mark your pace. So if you're going to do rowing intervals or any kind of rowing workout, it's good to know what kind of pace to go. So 2,000 meters, it's going to take you about 7 or 8 minutes. It's a good one as a test at the end of a workout. But if you're going to test it, do 3 weeks worth. So first week, just test a 2,000 meter pace. The second week, take your average from the first week, keep that pace for the first half, then up it if you can. Do that same cycle again on week 3, and then you'll have a more true 2,000 meter pace to work out to during pacing intervals, which is going to make you a better rider, obviously. Global stretching. This is bang for buck mobility. It's going to be fantastic for hips, glutes, but particularly lats. We know these get tight, make your shoulder position a bit So, PNF, in addition to this, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Basically, tense your lat, pull against the band for 10, 20 seconds, then release and get longer. That's going to train your mind to allow that shoulder to become in a better position overhead. So try that 3 times, tense, relax, get longer, check against the other side, and if it has worked, do the other side, and watch your shoulder mobility increase massively. Not everyone can afford a personal trainer or somebody there that knows what they're doing and they can trust that their mechanics are sound. So if you're in doubt and you absolutely want to start lifting some weights on back squats or anything else that's going to be reasonably compromising if it's heavy and you're not too sure on your form, then film it from the side and see whether you look safe compared to other videos on YouTube. So Google search side image back squat, side image deadlift, something like that, and then see that you're not rounding underneath and getting into these funky positions, and that you're maintaining that spinal curve that's going to keep you safe. So if you absolutely want to lift weight, make sure that you're doing sub-maximal lifts first, film them on the side, do a side-by-side comparison to YouTube, and make sure that you're in good positions. Rowing intervals are amazing. Rowing itself is great for riders. Maybe seems counterintuitive that you're on a rowing machine and not a riding machine, a bike. But the benefits of the grip, everything through your upper mid-back is fantastic. So these rowing intervals you can integrate into your training once a week and get masses of impactful short range capacity work. So 500 meters, rest 2.5 minutes, do that 10 times on week 1. Then do the same 500 meters, 10 times, resting only 2 minutes 15. Reduce the time of the rest, 15 seconds each week, until you can't keep the pace that you set on the first week. Simple, massive gains, It'll only take you 40 minutes in the gym. Good luck. Peace.
I really hope those tips have been helpful for you and that you can integrate them into your training to help you become a better rider. We're all about saving time in the gym so you get more purposeful time on the bike. If you've got any suggestions at all or anything that you're struggling with, then please comment below. We will take it on board, and more than likely, we'll do a video around it specifically for you. So get commenting below, and I will see you next time. Peace.